What is the most popular show in the world? Do you think it's The Office, or How I Met Your Mother, or Rick and Morty? Well, according to Demand and Business Insider, The Mandalorian is the most popular show in the world. It is the most demanded show in the world. And I am a massive Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars so much. I've seen The Mandalorian probably 3 times through. And even after watching it so many times, I still have questions. So for this speech, I'm going to be giving information on the background of The Mandalorian. Firstly, the origins of the Mandalorians. Why are they in hiding? And the importance of Beskarian steel to their culture. So firstly, the origins. Where do they come from? Who are they? And what are they? So they come from the planet Mandalore, and the planet Mandalore is split into tribes and clans, and these tribes and clans are always at war. It's a very violent history, full of civil war, and the planet became so violent they often got into violence with other countries, other planets, and other organizations like the Jedi and the Galactic Republic, which is the galaxy's government. Eventually, the Armored Mandalorians, which is the clan of Mandalorians that we see on the TV show, got exiled to the planet's moon called Concordia. And after this, a new government was put in place, a peaceful government, which was the Mandalorians' first peaceful government. And there were many assassination attempts from the Armored Mandalorians on the Duchess of this government. And this caused weakness in the government and created a spot for the Republic to come and overthrow the government there and take control of the planet, which is bad for the Mandalorians because they fought years and years with the Republic for independence from that. They did not want to be involved in the galaxy's government. And this brings us up to the first trilogy of Star Wars movies, so episodes 1, 2, and 3. However, The Mandalorian takes place after the sixth movie, so what happened in between the movies 1, 2, and 3 and the sixth movie that forced them into hiding is called The Great Purge. They referenced this several times in the TV show, but The Great Purge is Order 66. Now, if you've seen the Star Wars movies, you probably know what Order 66 is, but if you haven't, Order 66 is the order that executed all of the Jedi from the Republic. The Republic ordered a killing of every Jedi, and this is called the Great Purge. And this is the transformation from the Republic into the Empire. And after this, the Empire took over the control of all of the planets that the Republic had conquered. So now the Empire is in charge of Mandalore. And this is a problem because the Empire was evil and forced the Mandalorians out. They kicked them out. They began to persecute the Mandalorians. They wanted them off of the planet because it was in their control now, and they got to do what they wanted with it. So the Mandalorians went into hiding, and now the Empire began to mine what is called Beskarian steel on the planet. Now, Mandalore and Concordia, Mandalore's moon, are the only sources of Beskar steel in the entire galaxy. So they mined the planet clean of Beskar steel. And Beskar steel is incredibly important to the culture of Mandalore, and it has many, many great uses. So when the Mandalorians first inhabited the planet, they began to harvest this precious metal, and they began to make everything out of it. Their ships were made out of it. Their tools were made out of it. And as their technology advanced, so did their ability to use this metal advance. They began to make weapons out of it. They began to make armor out of it. And it became a massive part of the culture if you knew what you were doing with Beskarian steel, because it became a secret. They wanted to hide it from the outside world, so only people who knew how to forge with Beskarian steel could do it. And they passed down the secrets of forging with Beskarian steel only to the people who were directly below them, who they knew would be taking their place. So it was a very tight-knit circle of people who knew how to forge with this, and it became a huge part of their culture. If you knew how to forge, you were incredibly immersed in the culture of Mandalore, and if you had any Beskarian steel, it was a symbol of Mandalore. It's also a fantastic armor. It was incredibly resilient, which is why they began to use it for armor. The resiliency, it could deflect blaster shots, and it could even deflect lightsabers off of this armor. And it became a great symbol of power and prowess. If you had on this Beskarian steel, you were a powerful Mandalorian, or you had power, or you had money, or you had something that other people didn't have. It really set you apart, which is why in the show the main character is covered head to toe in Beskarian steel. Star Wars is an incredibly expansive universe, and in the time that I've been given, I could not give you a full background on the Mandalorians. But they come from the planet Mandalore, which has a violent history of civil war and violence with other things, and governments being taken over and overthrown, which caused the Mandalorians into exile. And a rich culture covered with Beskarian steel and fantastic armor. Remember, this is the #1 show in the world. However you encounter it, whether that be you've watched it or you're going to watch it, which I suggest you do, or you're going to see a meme of it on Twitter, now you have a little bit more background information on what it is and how it came to be.